Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Wednesday, 17th September 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. Today we discuss something very interesting which has happened yesterday, and I would say it is because of frenemies getting together. What is a frenemy? Frenemy is a person, a friend or an acquaintance that one fundamentally disagrees with one or more issues important to them. So, as far as politics is concerned, as far as global politics is concerned, global issues are concerned, we can say US and India are frenemies. They were friends. Now they've become slightly enemies, but they're also becoming friend. So the relationship is, between two major powers who have now become friends again. Same thing with China and India. We were enemies at one time. Recently, in the SCO conference, we became friends. So, this is what's happening all around the world. And you can see it in our neighboring countries also with Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, and so on and so forth. Only with Pakistan, the BCCI tried to make us friends, though they are supposed to be our enemies. So, frenemies is a term which is being used regularly. A classic example is yesterday, Donald Trump called up our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, and wished him on his 75th birth anniversary, so 75th birthday, and said that he's doing a tremendous job, and he's also happy that India is supporting US as far as cessation of hostilities are concerned in the Ukraine-Russia war. So now with so much of a U-turn, and people say the taco is Trump always comes back. So that I think has again turned here in favor of India. India is held firm, which is very very good. So yesterday was a very interesting day in more than one. In as far as even the market, also we have frenemies. I will tell you a little later. But yesterday, what happened in the market was quite interesting because the Nifty opened lower and then started going one direction, and what we call a Moribozu candle happened. And the technical analysts, candlestick chartists will know that it is a very powerful candle. Either way, the opening is almost the low and closing is almost the high. That's what happened, despite it being a settlement. Last weekly settlement, which was the first weekly settlement on a Tuesday for NSE, the market fell down. This time it became exactly the opposite, though the bears tried their best at around 2 p.m. Volumes were okay at 90,000 crores. One would have expected it to be a little higher. Probably it will be today and tomorrow onwards. Today is also the Fed meeting day. We will get to know the results of it later in the night. But of course, the market has already anticipated at 25 basis points. I would like to look at the commentary. If the Fed commentary is dovish, which I expect it to be, then we'll have a extended bull run. So yesterday, Nifty closed at a 7-week high. It was led by Kotak Bank. Kotak Bank now looks very interesting. It has been one of those laggards, Kotak and Axis. There's something interesting seemed to be happening, at least in Kotak. Nifty Bank went up 10th straight session with the longest streak in 1 year. Small cap and mid cap went up for 8th consecutive session. Auto was a big leader with about 1.5% higher. Realty gained for the third day. IT surprisingly ended in the green with Persistent as the top gainer. Energy was also rose. Reliance did well. Metals went up 8 session in succession. Hindustan Copper did well. If you look at the metals chart, it looks very interesting, looking for a breakout. So you can see it even in stocks like Tata Steel. SAIL could also be the target for the bulls. PSU banks, second day in succession. So that was interesting there. Now, fund flow. After a very long time, both FIs and DIs bought. And of course, FIs bought only 300 crores, DIs bought 5 times their swan. So about 1,800 crores was bought by the institutions. Globally, markets were weak, especially the European markets and the US markets. But probably because of the Fed announcement, I think today may be a very different day. It will be very volatile for sure. And oil was around 68 half. Interest gold hit an all-time high, clock crossed 3,700. Silver is around between 42 half to 43. Maybe they may have a correction because it's long overdue for both gold and silver. But as I keep saying, that the targets are much, much higher, at least 20% from here in the next 1 year. We are, as I said, we are between 40 to 50% in precious metals and including Hindustan copper. So between three of these, we are approximately between 40 to 50% of our portfolio. So that is as far as gold and silver is concerned. Then an interesting thing, Jindal Steel, which is not a listed company, is now planning to buy out this Thyssen Group Steel of Europe. Thyssen Group is one of the large steel manufacturers. Jindal are sharp and they're buying it in their private company, which means the metal cycle is turning. So there will be some, what shall I say, fallout, positive fallout on the steel companies today. Mahindra Lifespace has been chosen as the partner for a redevelopment project in two housing societies in Chembur, Mumbai. It's about 1700 crore project, so that will be in focus. Lupin had an inspection by US FDA and they got some 6 observations. So there could be some negative fallout, but we are holding Lupin and we are bullish on Lupin. Railtel continues to get projects, so they got about 105 crore project from Bihar. But you see, these companies, railways and defense, continue to get projects, but execution is a key and profitability is also another key. So that is something one has to look forward to. Then there is this brokerage report on Ashok Leyland. Bank of America says Ashok Leyland is undervalued. We have Ashok Leyland, one of our portfolios. It is a slow moving stock, but nevertheless, I feel it's a fundamentally good stock. But there could be other stocks better in terms of Maruti or Tata Motors because they're much more undervalued at this point of time. So today is another big company which is selling about 450 crores. The management is selling. That is Gujarat Fluorochemical. So promoter is selling its stake. So that may be in focus. Then finally, as I was mentioning, that October will be a month of mega IPOs. You'll have the Tata Sons IPO and you will have the IPO of LG. Between them, it's about 20,000 crores. You will soon have Grow Securities, which is a new company, new kid on the block, which is now the number one, broking firm. They are coming with about 6,000 crores OFS. So that's a big amount. So in October, markets may be under pressure, but October is still far away as far as we are concerned. 3 weeks now later, only we will know how much pressure is there. But let's enjoy when the sun is shining. And when I said frenemies, who are our frenemies if you are bulls? The bears are our frenemies. Both of us are traders. We are taking an optimistic view. The bears are taking a pessimistic view. But slowly the tide is turning. Even today, if you look at it, the outstanding positions as far as FIs are concerned in futures is about 87 and a half. Highest it reached 92. Yet the market did not fall. The market is going up, hitting new weekly highs, and broader market also is following up. Yet 87 and a half to 88% of positions are still on the bearish side. So long as our enemies who will not become our friends, the market can only go up. In my opinion, the probability of it going up is very high. Of course, you can never say it's guaranteed. And an interesting point here, Apollo Tyres has been signed on as the BCCI's partner for sponsoring the Indian cricket team. Just an aside here, who all have sponsored the Indian cricketing team till now have gone into trouble. We had Sahara, we had Byju's, we had Dream 11, and I think we had another company. All the 4 of them got into trouble. I only hope Apollo Tyres does not get into trouble because it seems to be jinxed to be sponsoring India through the BCCI route. If you're sponsored Indian teams in kabaddi or hockey or football or any other avenue, those companies have done well. Whereas if you sponsor the Indian cricket team, because BCCI is a very greedy organization, so they'll bleed you dry. That's what they have done for the previous sponsors. So we continue to be bullish today. We will buy on declines. We have got our stocks. We'll buy more of stocks now. We already have our share as far as metals is concerned. We may even look at Ashok Leyland, but right now we'll look at other stocks which are, as I said, agrochemicals. Rallis is one example I gave. So there could be others which we will look at. So whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining.